The Avengers Endgame Thor Build-A-Figure wave continues. We have the Hasbro Marvel Legends Marvel's Valkyrie figure from the MCU Endgame movie. This entire wave is actually from the movie. Sometimes they put out waves where, or actually most of the times, if not all the time, they always mix and match comic figures and MCU figures. But this wave is a little different. They went entirely with MCU. So for some people, this was an easy pass because there's some collectors out there that don't collect MCU at all. So they got to skip an entire wave of Legends they did not need to go out and buy. But for you MCU collectors out there, you had to buy an entire wave. But you do get rewarded with a bro or fat Thor as the Build-A-Figure, so that's pretty cool. And here we are with Valkyrie. We'll take a better look at that once we open up the figure. There's the side, and then here is the back side showing the rest of the wave and the Build-A-Figure itself. So there we have Valkyrie out of the package, and she looks very nice overall. I think this is one of the better looking face scans in this wave because that looks almost spot on for that face printing tech that they've been doing. Looks just like Valkyrie from the movie. Definitely has that likeness. So they did a good job with that, and the entire new sculpt and mold for this figure came out pretty well too. Those of you that missed out on that Valkyrie from that 2-pack, that was from Thor Ragnarok, I think. Yeah, I think this is a better looking figure than that for sure. I actually got rid of that Valkyrie. That face printing was not as good as this one for sure. And I knew this one was coming out. And I really did like the Valkyrie outfit better. Her being an actual Valkyrie. I think it just looks good. And so it is confirmed that the next Rider series is going to have Pegasus. So she can ride on that horse that she rode in the movie. And that's just a joke. I'm just kidding. That's not confirmed. So she doesn't come with any accessories herself for her own benefit, I guess. No faces, no hands, or any effects. So she comes with one accessory for herself. We have a sword, and this sword is made of the most bendable, soft material of all time. Look at that. So she has a bendy sword, and then she has a bendy sheath for that sword. And that goes in just like that. So yeah, that could warp easily, but since it's so flexible, you can warp it back very easy too, and you don't have to risk it snapping or breaking if it was hard plastic. Now she does come with the Build-A-Figure piece of Thor. It's his other leg. This is the right leg of Thor, so he's got the other Croc sandal on there. And now we're that much closer to building our Thor. So there you take a closer look at that face, and that's just so good. Really good job there. The sculpt on that ponytail, or the double ponytail there, came out good. The entire hair sculpt is very nice. Look at that. Pretty cool. And as for the armor or for the suit, looks good too. The cape piece is removable. We have a nice little sculpt there on the back. That's just a peg on the back. It's pretty standard for Marvel Legend capes right there. So nothing too crazy. Her head's going to articulate left and right on a ball jointed hinge. It looks up a lot and it looks down a lot. So good range on the head. The arms are going to go forward and back. They go in and out. There is no bicep swivel. There's only a single jointed elbow, but it does bend a lot. You almost get as much movement or motion as a double jointed elbow, so I'll take that any day. There's a swivel at the elbow, there's a swivel at the wrist, and a hinge. We get a diaphragm joint that is very flexible too. It goes back and forward. You can tilt it side to side, you can swivel it, and then the legs are going to go forward as well. They do not kick up too far. That's about it right there. It's very similar to the range that the Iron Man Mark 85 has. So if you guys didn't see that review of this figure, he has about that same range for the leg. Doesn't kick forward too much. You're not going to get her to touch her toes kicking forward. And then in and out about that far. We have a thigh swivel. There goes the cape. We have a double jointed knee. And then we have the ankles going forward and back, and there's a pivot or a rocker for the foot. Also, she really doesn't have a spot to hold her sheath for the sword, but I guess you can kind of do this deal here and put it through that loop and just have it sit there. Whether it's meant to be there or not, probably not, but it works. So it's either this or you have her hold it in one hand. But there's not really a peg or anything, any spot to really put that sheath in unless I'm missing something. But yeah, it works. You can find a way to get her to hold it without putting it in her hand. Alright, so let's check out her size next to some other figures in this wave. We'll start off with Iron Patriot. He is huge, so he's going to be out of frame a little bit there, so you can just see how tall he is next to her. Then we have the Iron Man Mark 85, so he's a little shorter than War Machine / Iron Patriot, so he's going to stand in frame, but still taller than Valkyrie. And here we have Heimdall from the same wave too. They look good together actually, they look very nice next to each other. And then we have an SH Figure Arts Captain America on the right, which is very short of course. In scale, they don't scale together. So some other brands, we have a Mezco Cyclops on the right and a Storm Collectibles Mike Tyson on the left. And as always, I gotta show Dragon Ball Z some love. We have the Dragon Ball Super Broly figure next to Valkyrie. So we have ran through everything this figure has to offer here. Overall, I think the look and the face sculpt is where the money is here. This is what makes this figure stand out so much. It just looks just like her. They did a great job with that likeness. That goes a long way, because if the likeness isn't there, the figure just all goes to crap. You know, it goes down the drain. A perfect example for me would be the SH Figure Arts Bucky Winter Soldier. That face was just kind of atrocious to me, and the figure just went down, you know, down the drain for me. I never even picked it up. So if they could give us a new Winter Soldier figure with a better face, I'd pick it up. But there's, you know, just an example. The face does make a big difference for me, and I think they really knocked it out of the ballpark with the face sculpt, or the face likeness, the scan, whatever you want to call it, on this figure. And that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. Leave a like if you did, leave a comment, subscribe if you have not done so already, and you already know, as always, have a great day. Bye.
That's crispy.